It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. My name is Shay Brown, the host of the CEO Sales Huddle. Woo. Companies often struggle when implementing the freemium model. And the real challenge is, how do I build a user base? How do I keep my costs down? And at the same time, how do I have a profitable business that runs at the same time? And that even if I'm in the freemium model or using that as my business model as a CEO, the biggest challenge I have is really convincing free users to convert over to paid users. Has anyone ever had that problem? Am I the only one that's thinking, oh my gosh, as a CEO, this is going to be a challenge? But Evernote, the app, one that I've used for many, many, many years, I think it's been at least 10 plus years, an app that you use on your phone to be able to capture your notes, capture other pertinent information, and organize all of your thoughts, which is, I think, is truly incredible. I don't get endorsed by Evernote, but I'm telling you right now, it's a super amazing app if you haven't used it yet. But they were able to succeed, Evernote, in this freemium world, Evernote, in a place that was crowded with many, many other apps that was trying to give away stuff for free. They were able to succeed because they provided a high quality product and they also maintained strong engagement. Now, here's the lesson or my takeaway for CEOs as it relates to sales. And I think this is the key lesson of Evernote's success, is providing quality and value inside your freemium offer. Let me say that again. Providing quality and value inside your freemium offer. And when you do that, now you've given folks an experience that they did not expect. And number two, if they want to move from the free user over to a premium user, then there's some features or there's some benefits that enhances their experience. It doesn't mean that they're going to do it, but it enhances their experience. And so my message to you right now is focus on two things: quality and value. I had a conversation with someone this past weekend. I was at an event, an amazing conference, by the way, for the last 4 days. And the person came up to me and was like, "Hey, Shay, I've been told that, don't give away too much." And I said, okay, they're in the self-education industry, by the way, and they're providing stuff to folks online, but they're not giving good stuff. They're giving something that the person can get a taste, as they said, or get a teaser, and they call that a teaser, but they give them anything of real value. And they're really struggling. And I said, listen, I just did a case study on Evernote. I'm not going to say this is the end all, the be all, but what I believe in my heart, when you provide value, when you give quality, if your freemium model is just that good, it doesn't mean they're going to do it, but then they go to the experience on the paid side, they're looking for something much, much better. But if they look at your freemium or your product you're giving them as a teaser and it's not valuable, and like I say, it's poor quality, but just doesn't have the value you're looking for, then they're thinking, why even do it? And so you, as a CEO, I want you to walk away with this one concept today. Provide high quality, provide value, no matter if it's free or if it's one of your paid services. When you do that and you add value and you don't chase the money, then the clients will find you. Anyway, with that being said, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. I'm really super excited you're here. This is an opportunity for us. Oh, that's not it. There we go. This is an opportunity for us every single morning to go through and mention what our key mantra is. And here's our key mantra at the CEO Sales Huddle, and that is, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Everybody repeat after me. This is a CEO creed. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be what? You can't be in business. As a CEO, there are three things that we want to do. There are three things that we want to do every single day. Three things. We want to learn, earn, and return. Now, I say this every single morning, just like I say the creed. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. That's the purpose of this CEO Sales Huddle, is for us to come together, take 15 minutes, get tuned in, get what we need, and then move on with the business, because we understand that selling is the oxygen to any great business in history. So here's what I want you to know. You learn, you earn, and you return. Every day, a CEO needs to look at their business and say these three phrases. Repeat after me if you would, please. Just repeat after me. I have to learn something new. In order to earn new revenue from current clients, think of Evernote, who we just talked about, in order to get new and old clients to return. Oh my gosh, that is so important. Spot on there. So we come together to do three things. We have three objectives during this 15 minutes that we have of power, by the way. Number one is to look at our sales progress. We're going to look at our sales progress. We're at day 6 of this particular month. No matter when you're watching, no matter when you're tuning in, no matter if you're on the download of the podcast, if you haven't, head over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, follow us over on Instagram. We'll follow you back at I am Che Brown so we can stay in this conversation. Number 2 is address any roadblocks that might be out there. And then really to understand the 5 pillars of sales that every CEO must understand. Sales planning, they're all important, by the way. Sales indicators, so important. Sales positioning, so important. Sales planning, and then the last one and most important one is a sales team. So we'll talk about those 5. We'll touch on those when we get to the end. For those folks that are brand new, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Let me give you an overview for all our veterans who are here every morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know you're here. Look below the video and put I am here. Just put hashtag I am here. Now, it doesn't matter what platform you're watching on. Please do that. Or some of you like to DM me. I love getting the DMs, by the way. I finish these things and I look, and there's like a long list of folks saying, I am here. I'm watching the recording. They'll put hashtag replay. Go over to Instagram. That's my jam, at I am Che Brown, and you can directly communicate with me. I'm going to look at it as soon as we finish here. I spent about 15 minutes kind of going through every comment that is made, so thank you so much. For those folks that are new, let me go ahead and explain what we do here. The CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. That's our primary objective. It's why we show up. It's why we're here, quote unquote, as they say, in the building. And it's really about 3 things. This is the big why. This is why I show up every single day. I believe this is why you're here every day. And it means so much to me when I do get the comments. Thank you for all those that shared. We want this to be as if this was one of those $10,000 a month masterminds you were in. Like you showed up every morning because you paid $10,000 and you're here because you want to focus on your sales and you want to do 3 things. And this is why we have the interaction. This is why I say comment back with me so I can comment back with you. I know I've been in contact with some of you like every single day. I don't mention names on here because I don't want to get into that. I don't have time. But here's why. Sales growth. And as a CEO, if there was one objective that was on your CEO list, there's only one objective. What would the objective be? Sales growth, obviously. If not, then I'm not sure why you're in business, because if you can't focus on sales, you just can't be in business. Number 2, accountability. I show up and I'm focused back on my sales more so than ever, by the way. Just by being here with you, it's really helped me from an accountability perspective. I show up for you and you show up for yourself. And number 3 is the consistency. And you may have heard this before, and it's so true that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with most? Well, they struggle with consistency. That's not you. So we're here 15 minutes each day online. This is a broadcast. For those folks that tune in and watch it online or watch the replay, it's all good. Thank you so much. If you haven't, we're going to talk about the CEO Sales Dashboard. Make sure you go over to ceosaleshuddle.com, ceosaleshuddle.com. Make sure you connect and you stay in the conversation with us. We have one outcome. Every morning we have one outcome. And our outcome is $100,000 plus a month of consistent, predictable, reliable income. Let me say that again. $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue that comes into your shop. Listen, we've created this so there wouldn't be any barriers. There is no barrier other than your commitment to show up for yourself and for your business. All right, let's get down to the number 1 reason why you show up. Let's get down to this most important part. Yes, look at this. We're doing pretty good. We're down with less than 10 minutes and we're already at the CEO Sales Dashboard. For those folks that are new, the CEO Dashboard is the heart and soul of the 15 minutes, right? Other than a case study we do in the morning. And this is when you open up your Excel sheet. Now, if you haven't got the Excel sheet yet, if you haven't got the simple one we did, some of you created your own, go over to ceosaleshuddle.com. Again, www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Make sure you register so you can get the CEO Sales dashboard. This is when we do a metrics review. There are 5 key areas: leads, appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. On this particular episode, I just want to focus a little bit on leads. It's the beginning of the week. It's the 6th of the month. This is a good time to check in and say, wait, how many leads did I get over the last 5 days? That's a reasonable question at a reasonable time. And you look at that. And then you say, okay, this week, the next 5 days, from the 6th to the 10th, or 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Yeah, from the 6th to the 10th, what's my number one lead strategy? What do I have planned coming up? Maybe you're going to an event. Maybe you're doing a mastermind. Maybe you're doing a webinar. Maybe you're someone that's running an ad. Maybe you're someone that's doing a campaign launch. I'm not sure, but I want you to look at that. And then I want you to look at it from 2 perspectives. Now, I'm spending more time on leads because every day I'm going to go deep in one area, okay? Before, I was trying to go deep in all 5, and I would run out of time, and then we would be in what I call CEO overtime. I will still do those trainings, but I want to make sure that we go deep in one area, right? We focus on quality. From a lead perspective, you open up an Excel sheet. You can create one if you want. Put down leads, and then put down lead, number of leads that have come in. Underneath that, put engaged leads that came in over the last 5 days or just on Friday. And an engaged lead is different than a lead. A lead means you have the first name, last name, phone number, email in your database. I was just at an event this week. Keep was there, a service that I use, by the way. Darren did his thing, by the way, teaching about Keep, the importance of a CRM. This is not that type of call, but even if you're tracking it manually, see how many leads. That's just the leads, how many leads came in. Number 2, which is more important, underneath that box, and on ours we have it there, it's called an engaged lead. An engaged lead means in the last 30 days, hear me, in the last 30 days, hear me, for some of my clients in the last 14 days, they've had some engagement with your company. Maybe they went to a sales funnel page and opted in. Maybe they sent an email. Maybe they sent a text. Maybe there was an interaction like we're having now, but there was some engagement, and that becomes an engaged lead. How many of those have come in yesterday and on the last 5 days? Then the third one I want you to have, and this is only look at the last 5 days. I might look at your whole database, and if the answer is 0, it's okay. This is not a beat me up session, but we understand that leads represent hope. So if we want to get to $100,000, you might want to jot that down in your notes. We've got to have at least a lead, a contact that we can follow up with in order to get to $100,000. That's why leads represent hope. So now we got a lead. You know what that is, Shay. We have an engaged lead. We understand what that is. And then underneath that, you have a qualified lead. Now, those are just 3 categories. There's many more you can track in leads, but I just want you to take a look at that number. And it's not a good thing or bad thing. It just is what it is. Now, once you know that, yes, you're going to focus on closing. There's other indicators, but on today's session and the time I have, we're at the 13-minute mark. I want to make sure that we do that. So we got leads. We got appointments. That's how many appointments are set for this week. This is Monday, by the way. We're on Monday, day 6. How many appointments did I run last week? Those are just 2 questions. On appointments, you can have that. Appointment set, appointment run. That means they showed up. And then there's offers. How many offers were made Friday? And then how many offers do you anticipate making today? And then how many deals were closed over the last 5 days? And you can look at your merchant account or however you track money. And then how many are repeat business? So this is the CEO dashboard. I'm going to suggest every single morning, whether you show up for this or not, you look at this. I promise you, what gets measured gets managed. Show up just for that. Show up for just the CEO dashboard, man. It takes you to another level. All right, here we go in the time I have. Celebrate some wins you had. What are you most proud of over the last 5 days? What was your biggest accomplishment over the last 5 days? I'm not even going back to Friday. I'm just going the last 5 days. What do you want to brag about? If I could bring you on here live right now, and you could jump on camera right now, what do you want to brag about today that's happened over the last 5 days as it relates to sales as a CEO that you could control, because we only focus on controlling the controllables. And then, what are some of the roadblocks that are out there? What was your biggest roadblock over the last 5 days. This is day 6. We know what day it is. I mean, these are the numbers. They are what they are. What is preventing you today? And what's one thing you could do today that if you did it, it would move your life and or business forward. Just one thing that you could do. For me, it's focus on my time. For me, it's focus on giving you value. I've told my team there's nothing more that I want to do than give you as much value as possible. Because as a CEO, you must learn, earn, and return. Here are the 5 sales pillars that I want you to be focused on that every CEO must know. I show this every single time, even if we were in CEO overtime. Oh my gosh, I didn't do it in less than 15 minutes. We're in CEO overtime. I have to talk slower, have to give less commentary. But you can hang out with me. We won't be more than 15 minutes. I'll be probably 5 minutes of that. But there's sales planning, sales cycles. That's how the customer goes through the journey. Sales positioning, very, very important. Sales indicators. That's what we're focused on the sales dashboard. Sales positioning is our messaging. And then there's the sales team, how we're running the 5 components of a 7-figure sales team. Here's what I want you to know. With every fiber in my heart, I want you to know this. We must learn, earn, and return. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. I want you to say that every single day to yourself. Learn, earn, and return. That's something I need to do. And last, as we close out, I think it's the most important part. It's what we do. It's so important. It's near and dear. If you can't focus on sales as a CEO, you can't be in business. Let that sink in for a minute. Because sales is the oxygen to every great business in history. Here's what I know for sure. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. The obvious reason is without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. So as a CEO, not only am I going to get you to focus on sales, but I'm going to get you to focus on serving. And how do you do that? You help solve a problem. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. You're in the problem-solving business as a CEO. So if you can't focus on solving problems, you can't be in sales. Of course, I'll remix version because I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. I got my AARP card. I got remix version on everything. If you can't be in business, you can't be in sales. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the host of the CEO Sales Huddle. Stay hungry. Keep going after with everything you got. Like, you keep pressing forward. You keep going after those big dreams. You keep going no matter what. But stay humble. Continue to serve. Continue to impact. Continue to have more meaning in the world. Continue to make a difference and bring joy to all those out there that need your products and services. The world needs you now more than ever. And you got what it takes. You will be successful. I believe this is your time. And I believe for you, your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. I'll see you at the next CEO Sales Huddle. Peace.